Meow.
Oh, you already hit the button.
Hit the button, Meow.
Yeah, I see the thing says live here, so obviously you already hit the button to go live. So I guess everyone's waiting on me. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know you already hit the button or not, but I guess you already did, so it's already live.
Two hotties trying to replace Smeggy.
Oh, that's not going to happen. So I guess I better dance for everyone, little monkey. I got to do my little dance. So everyone look at Smeggy. We only keep him around because he sings and he's weird. There. Did I fulfill my contractual obligation?
That's it?
Are you not entertained?
That's all we get?
That's all we get?
I think that was way too damn short. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, my God. You ungrateful sons of bitches!
You said nothing about the Second Amendment. Why are you even...
Shall not be infringed.
I got nothing to do all night, fellas.
Okay, we're good.
Remix.
The right of the militia. Their arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. You get and you shall receive.
Fucking bastards.
Apparently.
I hate all of you.
All right, do we have anyone that's still out there in the chat? They all leave.
All right.
Like that.
All right.
I don't know why.
7 are watching. All right.
For those of you that out there listening, thank you, Smeggy, for your musical informations. And we're sorry
for that.
We got you angry.
Oh, jeez, everybody left.
We just lost half the chat, so we're going to continue.
Boom!
We even got 1 thumbs down on that. Come on. That was talent there, people. Jeez, what's wrong with people? It's that one dude that thumbs down.
We deserve all thumbs down for that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
we got that one dude that thumbs
perfect.
down.
Like, everyone jumped out at the same time. That was perfect timing.
Pow!
I want to thank everyone out there on the YouTube side and the Gun Channel side for sticking with us. We're giving you an extra episode of Hit or Miss this week because Night Strike's not going to be around next week, and I think Smeggy's going to be with family up north. So
why are you making shit up? But okay.
Did Night Strike just...
Well, technically you are up north. You're in Michigan, so you're already there. And why is Night Strike referring to himself in the third person all of a sudden?
I'm not sure.
Exactly.
I don't know why. It's
because Night Strike is the man. He is the one that strikes.
I think Night Strike's a little delusional.
He's kind of a big deal.
He is kind of a big deal. But
actually,
thanks everyone for listening.
Maggie's a little concerned that Night Strike's a little delusional.
I think we all share in that.
Hey man, he makes live videos shooting his gun and swearing at a Scotsman when he doesn't even fucking see the Scotsman.
No, I've seen the Scotsman. It's not pretty.
He just can't hit the Scotsman.
No, it's true.
He's got to learn to hit the target first.
Yeah. All right, so let me introduce my panel tonight. We got AWAG 1000. What's going on, AWAG?
Hiya.
Awesome. And CloverTac just jumped in at last minute.
Last minute? What, are you killing it already?
No, we just started.
You're like 20 minutes late, man.
Are AK barrels supposed to do this? I think mine's broken.
I think you might have broken your AK barrel.
I think I broke it too, maybe. I'm gonna put a round through it and make sure it still works.
Well, what you need to do first is run into Walmart, and they sell this stuff called JB Weld, right? So
oh no, hold on, Clover, not JB Weld.
Gorilla tape will work.
He's got to use gaffer tape.
No. You both are wrong. He's got to go get the SpongeBob duct tape. That works the best.
That's too high class.
Listen, you use the Gorilla Tape to hold it all together. Let me tell you the key, though, so that you all the raffling is intact. What you do is goop the JB Weld on real heavy, like plug the bore with it, right? When you do it in those spots, and then tape it. And then the first round you fire will re-rifle all of that.
Huh.
If you make it through that, then you'll be all right.
That is expert advice right there.
You know, I have this.
Hey, Night Strike, you might want to do a disclaimer real quick.
Yeah.
I think what he was doing, he was trying to make an SBR. Is what he was doing. Bless his heart. He didn't have a hacksaw, so he figured,
The opinion of the panel is not necessarily the opinion of Night Strike and Smeggy 42, or that of Hit or Miss. Disclaimer here.
I call bullshit.
Anyway,
I'd go with disclaimer. If you're
wait
getting tips that include plugging the barrel with JB Weld and you think that's a good idea, well, then you're already an idiot, so you probably should do that anyways.
I thought we discussed this on my show. Your opinion is supposed to be whatever.
I like that idea. Maybe.
The only thing we ever discuss on your show is the Chris Vector for some reason.
How much he misses Chris.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing.
Absolutely.
Wait. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you.
Here's the thing. Yeah, let me tell you. Here's the thing.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Absolutely next, we have Ghost Tactical.
Come on.
That's right.
What's the deal?
Right.
The thing of it is shall not be infringed. That's the thing. See, that's the problem with it. See, the problem is the thing of it is it shall not be infringed.
Hey, can we get Yankee and G on this chat?
Grim, what's up?
Only if somebody
How's it going?
needs
Thanks
Jaeger.
for the invite. No. Well, hello again.
All right, Smeggy 42, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
All right, next up we got the Outlaw Hatfield.
Howdy. And Night Strike. Once again, let me say this. I thought we discussed it on my chat. Your opinion is whatever Clover says it is.
I'd never agreed to that.
Oh, okay.
Crazy Scotsman, how's it going? How's it feel to be on a podcast other than foreign and domestic?
It's good because there's no one that's gay here, so it's fucking awesome.
Apparently, you don't know Night Strike too well.
At least he doesn't have gay within his titles, so
Okay. You got a point.
I gotta give him some credit.
Sigh.
I can't give him a lot, but I can give him some because it's not in his title.
How come you don't invite Jan onto your show there, Night Strike?
Because
No
Jan
one wants a gay person on their chat.
Jan is apparently pissed off at me for joking around, telling Scotsman if he needed a substitute, podcaster, that I was available. Jan took that way too literal and got all butthurt about it.
Yeah, Night Strike, just FYI, one of these weeks I'm going to invite you to be the co-host and just really piss him off completely.
Because I was only kidding. I was Scotsman, don't take this the wrong way. Seriously, I was kidding, messing around, and Jan got all completely out of whack and
Are you telling me a guy whose name is Jan is gay got butthurt? I doubt that logic, seriously.
He did.
Find that hard to believe.
Oh my god, this chat's gonna be off the rails tonight.
Here's the worst part.
Oh, Lord.
Night Strike hurt his butt.
Oh.
He does
That's
strike
low.
at night.
I only strike at night.
And from behind, apparently.
And yeah.
And
All right, moving
Wow.
on. We got Too Hottie. What's going on, Too Hottie?
Heidi ho, friends on the internet, whatever, blah blah blah.
Awesome. And last but not least, Travis P11. What's going on, Travis?
Hey,
What
man,
the
appreciate
hell,
the
dude?
invite. It's cool hanging out with you guys all again. So, it's all good. Thank you for the invite.
And last but
Yeah.
not least, Ghost Tactical. How are you tonight?
Well, damn, I guess I don't get an intro.
You were talking about shit over me, so you didn't hear me.
Well, since this is supposed to be for next Tuesday, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas yesterday. So,
Yeah, we're gonna count down.
Yes.
We're gonna go through the room and ask everyone what they got for Christmas later tonight.
Got lots of good things.
we are not.
I got a bunch of coal. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got nothing from Jan is gay. So
Oh.
I'm very, very happy about that.
So you didn't catch the herpes?
Nope.
Yeah, you might want to disinfect.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Disinfect, or throw out anything Jan gives you.
I got myself a Christmas gift that already came in the mail. I'm wearing them right now.
What are you wearing?
I don't want to know.
I guess I can talk about what I got.
We really don't want to know. We really don't want to know.
No, they're really freaking awesome. I was talking about them earlier too. They're like a fleece wool blend, like a
God,
medium layer pair of pants. Yeah, it's nothing weird, you freaking weirdos. It's a pair of pants. They'll be good for like when I'm hunting. I put these on and like then put on like my what do you call it? Like the one piece orange thing, you know.
We were afraid you were going to start talking about the glow in the dark condoms again.
Oh my god!
No, Smeggy,
I've never talked about those. Why would you say again?
Smeggy, I actually thought you were going to talk about those jeans that have the fleece lining and flannel lining and all that stuff. Those look interesting. I want to try a pair of those.
Yeah, no, I saw those. They don't come in my size. I can't get them long enough. I was pissed about that.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, Smeggy is he is one of those rare type of snowmen that are known as beanpole snowmen. Really tall, really skinny.
Yeah, and I'm like 90% legs.
Yeah.
Like when I sit down, I'm shorter than most people. Then I stand up and hit my head on the ceiling. So.
It's true. All right, guys. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Does anybody have a topic?
It's your show, bro.
I know, and that's the problem. I had a topic, but
He said that's the problem.
Just from the get-go, this kind of seems like anarchy. I don't know.
It's hit or miss. That's why it's called
The
that.
Anarchy Show.
Well, with a channel with a name like Hit or Miss, you can't expect to have any organization whatsoever.
This is true.
Well,
I'm surprised that he still hangs on.
That D-Mog over on Gun Channels said, and this was a little bit early, I think it was when we were doing the intros, he goes, so I'm guessing this isn't a PG chat like some of the others. And I gave him fair warning. I said, no, it's R-rated. So just now that you know, this is not PG, I just want to say, fuckity fuckity fuck.
Is it R or is it?
I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Logo. Is it R or is it closer to Scotsman's logo?
I was gonna say, if it's freaking R-rated, you're way far off. You invite a Scotsman, you better be ready for shit to fucking roll.
Yes, with Hit or Miss, it's rated. It's rated. I don't know, XXX for.
Oh my God, I'm on the wrong chat.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
Hang on.
You guys have a good night.
Whoa. You have enough bandwidth?
I don't know what it's rated, but it's
guys.
Discretion is advised. Ask your parents.
Is this on YouTube or on PornTube?
When Night Strike is around, lock up the farm animals. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he had to go there.
What I do need to say though is, Sneggy,
right now, lock up your goats.
Oh, wow!
It's gonna get annoying if everyone keeps freaking getting kicked out at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, which one of them's on a cell phone? I bet it's Ghost.
I bet it's Ghost.
I bet it's all of them that drop out at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we got a full house tonight, so.
It keeps kicking
the people on mobile, one person drops and it kicks everyone else out for some reason.
Kicking us out.
Flush to me.
All right, but I want to get this out there for anyone that has any comments, suggestions, or questions for us tonight. Just send us
mainly praise.
Email to nightstrike1@gmail.com. That's NIGHTSTRYKE, the number 1@gmail.com, and we'll try and go over it. Hopefully, we actually have something to go over, but I'm going to cross my fingers.
And any complaints, please email them to the complaint department at theyankeemarshal@gmail.com.
I was gonna say if you have a complaint, just email it to noonegivesashit@gmail.com. But
that's probably true.
The funny thing is, someone's got that email address. I bet.
Someone's.
Or if you have a complaint, please call our complaint department at 1-800-BLOW-ME.
All right. There is a topic I want to go over. It may not be the topic we want to talk about, but it's one that I want to mention. Has everyone by now seen that video of that cop shooting that guy?
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
What the fuck you talking about?
The one that's in Mesa, Arizona, with an AR-15.
Oh, where he shoots a guy in the hallway at the hotel?
Yeah, a couple times.
After he said, "Yeah,
that was
get down, put your hands up, and all that." Yeah.
Well, that's what the guy was doing, and
exactly.
The guy twitched and he smoked him. So yeah, the cop had some bigger issues.
Wait, let me say something because I watched the body cam footage and I like slowed it down and broke it down in my own little way. Is when he was crawling towards him, he took his right hand and moved it to his back hip. Now, if you were a police officer or anybody with a brain, anybody who moves their right hand to their hip it's basically a gesture of drawing a weapon. That's why they shot him.
But that's...
So why was he doing that? Why did he do that? Was he itching himself?
His pants were falling down when he was crawling. But that whole thing, dude, that fucking cop, dude. Let's play Simon Says for 20 minutes with this fucker. Oh, put your foot here, do this, grab this. Like, no, dude. He was complying. He was down on the ground. Go up, fucking cuff him, and fucking man up. Grow some fucking balls. This whole, like, well, I'm scared because there could be other people. Well, that's why you're a fucking cop. So stand there, let him not move, pull the gun on him, wait for backup if you're scared there's other people in the room, do something else. But having this, like, now you come to me and crawl and fucking have your feet crossed and your hands on your head and crawl. What are you supposed to do? Hump the ground to get to him? Fuck that guy, dude.
Not to mention you're being held at gunpoint. It's not like you're not nervous at that point for your life.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Jesus. I mean, you barely even be able to function yourself.
Yeah, but that was bullshit. It was complete bullshit. I do understand. Yeah, he moved his hand. You're totally right. The dude was drunk. It was probably it's like drop something and try not to catch it. I fucking dare you to try not to catch something if you drop it. Your brain doesn't have enough time to like not go and catch it. You know, that's just how it works. So it was like a reaction. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go with this next strike?
I mean, the guy's pants could have been falling down, and that's why he was reaching.
If the guy's pants, I'm looking at it this way: if the guy's pants were falling down, he was trying to keep them from exposing himself. I mean, at that point, then yes, sure, okay, you might not have the cop might not have been in the right shooting him, but at the same time, I can see where you guys are saying where maybe he was reaching for a gun, maybe. But
here's the thing.
Way the cop no, I mean, it's like I can't stand the shit like, don't do this or I'm going to shoot you. Then you end up shooting him. And it's like, that cop was fucking waiting to shoot that guy.
Yeah, he was.
Like, he gave all of the like telltale signs or whatever that he was like.
That cop
when the
was
dude
way
moved
too nervous.
He crossed his legs or whatever. Then he uncrossed his legs, and the guy's like, if you do it again, I'm going to fucking shoot you. I'm going to kill you. Like, seriously? He like uncrossed his legs for a second. Like, what the hell? Let's not do this fucking Simon Says bullshit. It was completely ridiculous.
And how about the cop telling him to crawl? What the hell? Just tell him to stay there.
Right.
Well, some cops freak out, man. When I was in Georgia, and I lived in Georgia there for a couple of years, I got pulled over for fucking barely crossing the fucking line. And the first cop that pulled me over wasn't bad. I was talking to him. He was pretty cool. And then this other guy fucking pulled up behind them because for whatever reason in Georgia, they always have fucking two cops. And the guy fucking goes, starts yelling at me. And I'm like, dude, chill out. And just as a common courtesy, I was like, hey, to the first cop, I'm like, hey, man, I got a gun on me. I have a permit. It's on my right hip. The other fucking cop draws his fucking gun and puts it right on me like, what the fuck?
And what
I'm like,
happened
I've
after
done nothing but be nice and courteous and tell you, hey, I have a fucking firearm and I have a permit.
But you did tell him to chill out. Maybe he got all up and upset because of that.
Like, here's the thing. So obviously, like, cops have a hard job. They have a dangerous job. Completely agree. One, they fucking signed up for that. Sorry, you did. You know, I don't want to burn alive. I'm not a firefighter. You know what I mean?
It is a stressful job. Yes, it's a lot of stress.
Here's the thing. So the other thing is, like, sometimes in the training, and I get it, because, yes, I've heard all the stories of, you know, pulled someone over for 5 over and they had an AK in the back seat or whatever. Like, I remember I interviewed a cop when I was in high school, and he was talking about one of the craziest things is he pulled over some people. There was like 3 people in the car. And the dude in the back seat, like, he was just sitting there talking to him. It was just going to be a regular fucking, like, speeding ticket. The dude in the back seat was, like, twitching his legs around and shit. He was like, what the hell are you doing? He looked through. The guy had a fucking loaded AK in the back seat. The guy was trying to, like, pick the gun up with his foot and, like, angle it up towards the cop. Like, he basically was getting ready to shoot this guy over a fucking speeding ticket. So, yeah, I get it. That's fucking scary. And that's dangerous. And you don't know which person's like that. The problem is, because of all that training, they do look at every single person in the world is getting ready to kill me in the next 30 seconds. Like, that just gets in their brain, and they're on high alert. I understand, but it's like, Jesus, man, like, you know, you got to calm down a little bit here. Like I said, the whole thing of the crawling was because they were scared someone else was in the room. And if they went up to cuff the people, because the lady was on the ground there too, right? So if they went up to both of them to cuff them, someone would come around the corner, start shooting. And that's why they wanted to get them away from, like, the door of the room and then cuff them, like, further down the hallway. So I guess I get that point. But my thing would be, wait till you have 10 guys there and one person goes up to cuff them, the other one goes and peeks around the corner. I mean, you cover each other.
You can't call for backup? Are you that incompetent?
Well, here's the other thing, too, and you got to remember this, and shout out to Ghost on Ghost Channel the other night. He was talking about how many rounds have you shot in the past year? Well, 95% of fucking cops only shoot when they qualify, which is once or twice a year.
And that may be 50 rounds. We don't know, you know.
Yeah,
maybe not even that many.
The problem with that is 9 times out of 10, they don't deal with that situation. So when that situation comes upon them, they freak the fuck out.
So what you're saying is the cops that we have right now, some of them may be liberal and don't know how to use their piece.
Oh, no.
No, it has nothing to do with that. What he's saying is a lot of police departments and sheriff departments have the very, very, very minimal requirements to qualify. Second of all, a lot of these have minimal, very minimal budgets. They can't afford to have everybody shoot as much as they should.
Yeah, that's a problem. Because if you've got these
people... It's a huge problem, but it's also reality.
Yeah, you've got these people enforcing the law, and they're supposed to be enforcing the law and doing their job. But then you've got people like this one guy who can nervous as all hell, nervous to a tick as well, probably needs a couple days off and maybe like a drink or two because obviously he's way too stressed out. And then he decides to shoot this guy I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt saying he was just trying to keep his pants from falling down because he's wearing those kind of pants. I mean, I didn't see a gun there, so...
Here's another thing, too, is down and you're calling towards an officer that told you to crawl, you can, like, slow down a little bit and say, my pants are falling down. I'm going to slowly take my right hand and bring my pants up, or have them drag you. I don't know.
Right, but that's where I think just the instinct kind of kicked in. You know, like I said, seriously, drop something and try not to catch it. You know, I work with stuff that you don't catch when it's falling, and it's very hard to not reach out, you know, and grab stuff if it starts falling. So that same kind of thing. I'm sure it was his reptile brain that said, "Go grab your pants," not his, you know, thinking brain.
Well, the other thing,
and the hardest thing is we can sit here all we want and slow the video down and do all that in hindsight. But we also have to remember is there's no slow motion replay in reality. It's going one speed. Yeah. Not only is that guy on the ground freaking out, that cop's probably freaking out. You know, we don't know what all has happened to this guy. We don't have a clue. And it's one of those things where I'm not taking, by no means am I taking sides for the cop. I think that's a bad shoot. But we also don't know the whole situation. And it was in live, you know, strange, weird times. It wasn't 2 weeks later we can all slow it down and watch the replay either.
Right.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Ghost, you were saying, you know, some of them don't have the funds to be able to shoot more than X amount of times. Well, it doesn't say they can't shoot when they fucking go home.
I'm not saying that. I agree with you. I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying that's the reality, because I know that's.
I know you're not. I'm just playing devil's advocate and just saying there's no reason they can't go and do extra training.
I mean, if they're not comfortable with using their firearm properly, then maybe they should get some sort of firearms that they can shoot more often, like say like 22, something a little less expensive than whatever they're using.
Yeah, and I'll take what Scott's was saying, and I don't think it has anything to do with being proficient with his firearm. I don't think it has anything to do with in the training and the rounds in at a range. I think what it is he has not been exposed to high stress situations enough. It has nothing to do with actually firing the gun.
No,
it's the stress side.
He fired the gun very well.
My point to that was he's not used to a high stress situation with a firearm on him. That was my point to that, Ghost.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Though I do want to ask, Scotsman, you mentioned you were pulled over in Georgia. How did that end? Did you have to get out of the car, or did the other guy tell the other guy to calm down, or what happened?
So I got out the car, I ended up talking with the first cop, and then the second cop pulled up, and that's at the time when the first cop was talking to me. I was just being courteous and saying, "Hey man, I got a permit. I got a firearm. It's on my right side. It's at this position." And that's when the second guy showed up and immediately fucking drew his gun on me. And I'm like, dude, you need to chill the fuck out. I'm not touching my gun. My hands are right here in front of me. And the first cop told him to put his gun away, you know, and I ended up driving away, but it was for a good 3 minutes or so. It was a hairy situation. Like, this guy over here needs to learn what the hell to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some of them are just kind of amped up, and that's just the way they are. And I don't know if
I hate to say this, but there are a lot of cops
training or whatever, and I don't know the solution. I'm not a fucking cop or nothing.
I don't know either.
It's just,
I hate to say this though, but there are a lot of cops. This is just the way the real world is. There are a lot of cops out there that join the police force hoping that they're in that situation. That's a scary thought, but there is guys out there that say, "Oh man, I want to carry a gun legally. You know, I want to carry it out everywhere I go." And there's people that are actually wanting to do that, and those are the ones that you got to be real careful of.
Well, here's the other part to that too, Ghost, and I get this all the time. Most of you know I work in guns, I sell guns for a living, but you get these cops that come in, and the first words out of their mouth when they go to buy one is, "Well, I'm a cop. I don't have to have a permit."
And that is true.
Moderately terrifying.
That is true.
It's true, but
it's true if they're wearing their badge.
They're taking that to their own fucking level. Like, I get you don't have to have a permit, but why are you being that way?
Yeah, that's a fair point. If they're giving you an attitude while saying it, you know, that just means they're trying to rub it in your face. And you know, I get that you're a cop. If they come in with a badge on them and they are buying a gun, that's fine, you know. But you know, if they're wearing a uniform and they have a badge on, we know you're fucking a cop. We know you're law enforcement. What's the problem?
So there was one more thing on this story that I wanted to mention, because basically it's in the news now, because it did happen a while ago. It's in the news now because that cop got off. Like he
got off,
yeah, whatever the thing was. I don't know how far it went or whatever, but anyways, he's not in trouble for it. And then they released the body cam footage. That's the thing that gets me, is they went through a whole trial and that never even got into evidence. And I'm not sure why. I'm sure there's something. And they were saying they didn't release it to the public because they didn't want to, like, you know, poison the jury pool or whatever. And it's like, okay, I can kind of see not releasing to public. But once you're in the thing, how is that not part of like the grand jury or whatever? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how far.
I mean, do we
went,
know
but
that it wasn't made available to a jury? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yes,
do we know that it
that's the thing
wasn't?
I saw. That
Okay,
when it was released to the public, that's the first time like anyone outside of the cops ever saw that video.
That means the police department has really good lawyers.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Well,
I don't see how you let the guy go after seeing the footage. So that's where it's like,
okay, wait, but I
just got
somewhat.
an email. Breaking news. Okay, Jake Larson out there on the YouTube side, he sent us an email saying that the shooting you're talking about. He believes he read the report. There were 3 guys there. One was the officer that was yelling. Another was the guy that had the AR-15, and a third was a lieutenant that was right behind him.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 people there.
Okay, why couldn't they just put the gun on the guy and one of the guys goes over and cuffs him? Is that too hard?
Well, okay. Here's I'm not trying to circumnavigate your question here, but I can somewhat justify that shoot just for the simple fact that I know it was drawn out and it was more like Simon Says. But what they said, but when they were talking to him, they were direct and clear. Hey, anything you deviate from this is considered a threat. We will shoot you. It's very direct. It's not like, well, if you get on your knees and you crawl to us, then we'll put you in the custody and just leave it at that.
AWAG, you're forgetting one important thing. The guy was drunk.
Exactly.
So how easy is it going to be for him to follow each instruction to the letter?
But they don't know that. They don't know that when they arrive at the scene. They have
didn't-
no idea. They thought that maybe he was. I mean, you can interpret somebody's being belligerent if they're not doing exactly what you're telling them to do, or somebody's being defiant because they're not reacting exactly how you expect them to. No, that's not right. But now you guys also got to remember something. The cops went into this situation amped up because they got calls from people at the hotel saying somebody's pointing a rifle out the window. They're immediately going to go into it thinking we've got a target to neutralize. This is a dangerous individual. I'm not going to say the guy deserved the way that he deserved to die, but you're going to point guns out the window. Whatever, man. I mean, that you're going to get whatever comes your way. You better hope that things turn out your way in the end. I'm just saying, you do stupid stuff, you're going to get stupid consequences. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
No, and Travis is exactly right. If they get a call, it's just like an active shooter situation. It's almost the exact same thing. It's so close because they were saying, he has a gun, he's pointing out the window. So it's pretty much close to the exact same thing. On an active shooter situation, if someone was carrying another gun, for example, and was to pull it to try and defend and help, they better know what to do, because the minute those cops walk in that door, they're going for anyone that has a gun.
Now, Scotsman, I'm not saying you deserve to get the treatment you got when you got pulled over, because I think police need to chill when it comes to somebody whipping out their concealed carry documents or informing the police officer, because many times we're required to do that by the law. They should expect somebody to say, by the way, I do have my permit, I do have my concealed firearm, and then dude whips out his gun on you. Now, let me ask you guys all another question here. If you saw somebody pointing a gun out the window at you, and a lot of us are concealed carriers, what would you do? You're walking down the street with your dog, and you see somebody pointing a rifle out the window. What are you going to do?
Run.
Well, I'm just saying, if somebody walks out and maybe they're, I don't know. I'm just saying that you might not be very rationally thinking at that point. You might be thinking self-preservation. So I don't know.
I'd get the hell out of there.
If you don't have a firearm on you at that point in time, you're going to run the fuck away.
Yeah, I get it. No, but I'm saying if you were concealing and you saw somebody doing that, so I mean that's the reaction you're going to have.
Even if you have one, you're probably going to run away. I mean, how do you know? Like, how many of us have got new scopes, put it on a rifle, and went and pointed it at the sky out of a window to adjust eye relief and see how clear your glass is? And
I mean,
but I'm saying at a hotel, man, where there's people around.
The first thing you're going to do is probably run for cover.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Even if you intend on retaliation, the first thing you're going to do is find cover. You want to find cover and get yourself in a position where you are comfortable enough to return fire.
Because you're not, like, especially if no shots have been fired yet, like, you don't know exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say shots do start firing out. dude, rifle out a window of a hotel versus, you know, a guy with a handgun on the street. Like, you're really going to shoot up inside that building and hope to get the guy? Like, that's, you're much better off just getting the hell out of there.
In the end, the point I was trying to make is, you know, if the guy if these friends hadn't been pointing this rifle out the window, none of this ever would have happened. And yeah, him being drunk didn't help the situation. The jacked up cops didn't help the situation. In the end, it was just a bad ordeal for everybody, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's either the cops don't do anything, or they go overkill and shoot people. And I get that that's a bad generalization, but we've seen lately we've seen cops are overstressed during these situations, and while they're supposed to be trained for this kind of thing, we've seen more cases that they're.
Yeah, I have to beg to differ on that one. The average police officer is not trained for an active shooter terroristic threat. Maybe the SWAT team and other entities are, but the average guy who's trained to be a patrolman is not trained unless they are former military or former SWAT or something else. But the average patrolman is not trained to deal with that situation naturally.
I have to agree with Ghost 100%.
I was getting to that point. So my next question is, guys, do you think our law enforcement needs more training?
Absolutely. I agree 100% with Ghost, because 90% of concealed carriers have more training than a fucking police officer does.
Absolutely. I will guarantee you that every single person in this room, in this panel, has shot, I don't want to put a number on there, but we have vastly shot more rounds and have more training in the last year than most cops have.
Whether I can hit anything or not
I
is
probably
regardless.
shot more rounds today than the average cop shoots in a fucking year.
Right.
And Red Filipino out there on the YouTube side says they need to train with James Yeager. I don't know if they can handle training with James Yeager, because even Dano had a couple problems with getting shot, and I don't think these cops would be able to take getting shot.
I'll say this: I think that simunition training should be something that cops do. That shit hurts, and if they're used to getting shot with simunitions and all of that, and they know what that's going to feel like. I think that simunition training and all of that, yes, the answer is yes, they need much more training. But I think they need to go into, different types of training, not just room clearing and all of that. It's got to be live, kind of hostage training with simunitions to where there's not just laser tag or paintball. It's something that's going to actually hurt, and you make a mistake and you're going to hurt someone. You're not going to kill them, but you are going to hurt someone, and put them in a real life training like that would be very beneficial.
Yeah, no, you're right. Right. And Midnight Range is going after me for not reading his stuff. And Midnight Range, if we weren't full, I would give you a link so you could just come in here and say it. But, you being Mr.
I can drop out if you need me to. I'm being dead serious. If you want, I can drop out. It's not a big deal.
Ghost, Midnight is probably too busy cooking anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
all right.
Why is he commenting when he should be cooking in the kitchen? I mean, what the hell?
Hey, Night Strike, I'm actually in the middle of something. I can jump out and let Midnight come in. So
he won't jump in. He's too busy cooking.
He never jumps.
Have him answer you in the text. Is he cooking? Is he at work? I mean, can he talk?
Is he beating his meat? I don't know.
If he can talk, I have no problem jumping out, because, like I said, I am working with both hands, and it's hard to mute and unmute. So.
Wow, he's multitasking. He's got double barrel going.
Yeah, he's saying yes, but AWAC 1000, they should not have made the commands any more extensive than needed. Crawl to us. Get on your face, cuff him. Why only have him crawl a short way? Bring him all the way.
Well,
we can dissect everything
I agree with you guys. Midnight, I agree with you on that, dude. That's right on. We're all saying that. We're all saying that it was a ridiculous game of musical chairs, or Simon says that they were, playing with this guy.
If there was multiple cops, why doesn't one have their gun pointed at him, and the other one go up and cuff him.
Right.
Sure.
I mean,
That's just basic fucking training of, hey, this guy's is a potential threat. Let's have a firearm pointed at him while the other guy goes and takes fucking care of the situation.
That's only logical, Scotsman.
Yeah,
But
in that
Logic
moment, they're
doesn't
not thinking.
apply to cops.
The logic does not apply to the cops because apparently in stressful situations they cannot think. Though here's another point. I believe that some of these patrolmen that are out there need to go and get their stress levels gauged. I don't know how you gauge stress, but they need to go and get some of this gauged because some of these patrolmen are they're way too stressed out for the jobs they're doing. And it's understandable because they have to deal with a lot of people. They have to deal with a lot of shitty situations. I understand that. But they need more time than they have to unwind.
They need what they need. Most of you guys probably don't know, but I'm trained in martial arts. They need martial arts training because not only does it teach you physically, mentally, but it gives you a basic all-roundness when it comes to dealing with people. It keeps you calmer. You can deal with a lot more situations. I have to deny people all the frickin' time from buying a gun. And it may seem like piddly squat shit, but when you're actually telling them to tell someone sorry, but you can't buy a gun, you'd be amazed how pissed they get.
Mel Smith out there is saying, psych and CAT scan and anger test for all cops before they give training pistols. That might be something.
I mean, you have to understand that every person who applies to the police academy is going to go through background checks and all of that. So it's not like these people are escaping through. It's once they get there, it's different than what everyone expects. So I think, once again, I want to make sure.
Pressure.
I do too, and I'm not arguing that point. But what I am saying is
let me give you guys a prime example of an issue. So there was a guy that used to work for me when I was in Georgia, who was originally a cop in a different county. He got fired from that county for basically letting his partner get the shit beat out of him by a perp. He then reapplied to another county a year later, and he got hired after the last time he tried to qualify for shooting because he failed the first 3 times. And he was told if he doesn't qualify this time that he will be kicked out and will not be hired whatsoever. He made it by 1 fucking round. Now, this is just me, but if you make it by 1 fucking round, I'm not hiring your ass.
Legally Concealed Texas out there is saying, I really think you're overplaying the stress. If you're a cop and roll in with an AR that has your fucked up dust cover on it, I really do think your goal is to use that weapon. And it might have been. He may have been looking for someone to shoot. Who knows?
I highly doubt that. I just think he overreacted in the situation. I don't think cops go out there just looking for somebody to fucking shoot. I can't think that people who sign up to put their lives on the line are those type of people.
Yeah, that's the point that I was going to make. Is that the problem you have to think about is, are there bad cops? Yes, there are. Let's not beat around the bush, but the vast overwhelming majority are good cops. But once again, I say this because we don't know the backstory. We don't know what all had happened previously. We have what we have heard about someone calling in this, that, and the other. But I also sit there and say I'm not taking the side of the cop on this. What I am saying is each individual cop and each individual situation has to stand on its own merits. Do they need more training? Yes. Do they need more time off if they can, absolutely. But understand something also is that is their job. Their job is to serve and to protect. And in his mind, he very well could have been thinking, I am protecting everyone else around this situation. Did he handle it the right way? By no means am I saying he did that. But we also have to keep in the back of our minds, there is a lot more that goes on in these situations than we know, whether it's what that person, did he know that person? Has that person been arrested before? You know, where they was dispatch saying, hey, this guy's been arrested 3 different times for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We don't know all of that, what was being told to this cop. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it that we don't know. So like I said, I don't think this was a good shoot, but I'm also not going to sit there and try to crucify a cop or any cop for doing their job, whether they do it the right way or the wrong way. He did his job as he felt that it needed to be done in that situation.
Hey, I'm going to hop out, you guys. I'm pretty tired. Have a good night.
All right. Well, we're done here.
Later, bud.
Later, Rick.
Alrighty, Rick.
Take it easy, buddy.
But another point of sad news. Yeah, apparently
Colombia?
Not even Colombia. I'm not even going.
Okay.
I'm not even going there because this is even worse. Apparently, the ATF is now giving 30 days notice for people to give them comments on going over bump stocks. So instead of saying, oh, we're not going to try and ban anything more like they did, at the beginning of the year, now they're trying to do, a 180 so they can ban bump stocks now.
They're not saying that, though. What they're saying is we're giving you 30 days to give us feedback. They're not saying in 30 days we're going to, ban bump fire stocks.
Well,
I think it's a good thing that they're – but you don't know that they will.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Night Strike, you totally fucking framed that the wrong way. I mean, it's a 30-day open comment to should they reconsider bump stocks as being classified as fully automatic.
All right, so
the easy answer is no, they're not fully automatics. They'll fucking do their little study, and then they'll be like, yeah, they're not fully automatics. Go fuck yourself.
Let me get this in here before we go.
Let me throw this at you a different way. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there is a city in South Carolina that that particular one has passed a ban on bump stocks.
But only in the city.
Only in the city, yes.
City of Columbia.
If they're allowing
individual
states and cities to make their own laws when it comes to that, that alone is a violation of the Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
And I've also mentioned this, but the problem is when you have the problem is when you have a largely populated city, unfortunately, in a lot of cases they get more liberal. And unfortunately, you cannot, if you're not a liberal, you're not with it. But on this, on the other day on Tuesday, someone said, Night Strike, you're sounding like a FUD. No, I'm on this whole bump stock ban, determination, feedback, on bump stocks entirely. I feel like I'm the only one fighting against the world on these bumps on the bump stock issue, because I see at the end of the tunnel, if we give up, then there was only a matter of time before they go after something else, and then we're down to Yankees' favorite thing, all we can own are revolvers.
But understand, dude, and I'm not trying to argue with you. What I'm trying to say is this is not a bill that's trying to go through Congress. This is the ATF. They don't need to pass anything. They can do whatever the hell they want to. What they are doing is giving you 30 days to voice your opinion. They know the answer. They already know the answer. What they're hoping is that all of us will come in and show overwhelming support for the bump fire stocks and tell them that it's not a fully automatic device, so they can go back and say, see, they don't have to take anything through Congress.
I know.
They already know, and they already know that technically there's different ways that we can fire a weapon faster than a fucking bump stock.
I have proven that bump stocks don't always work. That sometimes it's the ammunition you're using.
You have.
Sometimes it's it's how well
the ammunition.
You can't even shoot semi-automatic guns.
I've proven
This is true.
Let me finish, guys. Let me finish.
You just can't hit the fucking target.
Thank you.
Well, that's why it's called hit or miss.
The bump fires don't always work right at the time that you want them to, so they're not a reliable form of fire. Period. You don't. That guy who did that shit in Vegas.
We don't know. Allegedly.
Here's the thing. Allegedly, he didn't use a bump fire stock because you see me use a bump fire stock. It doesn't always work, that well or that long.
Well, like I said, I mean, I think what the ATF is doing here is they know the answer. They know what we know. It doesn't mean anything. They're going to give everyone 30 days. They're going to do this. And basically what this is to appease the masses.
So I'm going to say
they already know the answer.
I'm going to say this right now to everyone listening out there, whether you like bump stocks or not, whether you have one or not, go ahead and write the ATF and tell them that it does not make the gun a machine gun. It does not do anything but add entertainment, and it's nothing other than an actual stock on the rifle. Please tell them that. And
it's good for the economy because you burn through ammo really fast. You have to keep going back to the store to buy more ammo. So you're just spending money making America great again is all you're doing. Yeah.
So
that's right.
Please go and say something so they won't ban.
Yeah, I would focus on the fact that the trigger is still being pulled once and one bullet's coming out. Because they know that's the letter of the law. That is the definition.
That is the definition. That's correct.
So it should be a slam dunk for us, but if everyone's all like blah 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 blah, then they're not going to write anybody, and they're going to be all bummed out.
And that's the problem. Like a lot of people are going, well, it's never going to pass. It's never going to do this. No, fuck that. Like Nice Strike said, go over, make sure you freaking write them and say, hey,
that's right.
We support this. We support this. We have to support it.
Because if we lose bump stocks, guys, you're going to lose your Geisley triggers. You're going to lose your drop-in triggers for AR-15s. Whether they make you go any faster or not, you're going to lose it because they will say, oh, this modifies the trigger, so no, we can't have that because we can't have any actuators. And honestly, it's one rabbit hole. Once you go down, there's no coming out.
I'll take it one step further. You're even going to get into the point where if you're polishing a trigger, if you're polishing a hammer, now you're making the gun go faster because that reset is a lot smoother.
Yeah,
I say this in a lot of different chats, but what people don't also realize is there goes your 15 or 17 round magazine also, because technically that's going to increase the rate of fire because you don't have to reload as often. I mean, it sounds stupid as that, but you're talking capacity mags also are going to eventually.
No, it's not stupid at all. It's exactly right. Before you know it, we'll all be at fucking 9-round magazines.
Yep, they'll be trying, grabbing at straws and everything. That's true.
Right, because see, as of right now, there actually is a pretty decent line in the sand, and that it's based on the definition of what full auto is.
That's right.
One action of the trigger, one bullet. Now, once you've gone beyond that, you've now created a gray area that used to have a very hard definition. If you pull the trigger and more than one bullet comes out, it's full auto. If you pull the trigger and one bullet comes out, it's not full auto. Now you've jumped over that line and in a gray area of, like what you were saying, is a lighter trigger. Now that only improves it by 5% faster rate of fire. Does that count? Now we're going to start arguing about, well, not us, but the line will then start being argued of, well, what really classified, a lighter spring, a recoil spring. Now
it's gonna get away from one pull, one bullet. It's gonna go, like you said, it's gonna go more towards rate of fire, which brings a whole shit ton into it.
All you guys know that whenever they try to pass one of these laws, they throw a whole bunch of other shit in there that you don't see until it fucking passes, and then you're fucked.
Yeah. So just go ahead and give the ATF your comments, your feedback on this, and hopefully we can get through this without losing anything. And that's why I've been a little bummed lately. It's just I feel like I'm the only one fighting against the world, and I know that's not the case, but not everyone likes bump stocks as much as I do. So.
Well, I don't like bump fire stocks at all. But that doesn't mean that I want someone to tell me that I can't have one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I have no use for one. I don't care for them. I don't give a shit. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still going to fight for them because it's our right to have them.
That's right.
It's our right, and we don't want them to, as we said already, we don't need them to start looking at everything else. Like you said, Scotsman, they'll put in bump stock and put 10,000 things underneath, hoping that something sticks to the wall.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to end on, because might as well end on a bad note instead of a semi-bad note.
Don't worry.
That's a bad note. See, you're
happy.
so fucking negative. God damn it. This is why you think you're the only one fighting, is because you're a fucking negative Nancy motherfucker.
Yeah,
all of us, for one.
Quit being a
everyone
fucking
in this
negative
fucking
Nancy.
chat.
Quit being fucking Jan is gay.
Hey,
and
hey, Smeggy42, fuck you. Stop being such a, it's such a high-strung, snowman. You don't want to see him knock it off.
Don't be so positive.
Jesus, everyone in here is fucking fighting with you. This is not a negative thing. This is an opportunity to step up and write the ATF like people did with the M855 ban. And they reversed that, and they was like, "Oh, we're not going to do that anymore because
it's real simple." Here it is. Hold on. I'm going to stop everybody. It's real fucking simple. Be a fucking patriot. Fucking go talk to the ATF and fucking tell them how it is. Period.
Right.
True.
There you go.
Take 2 minutes out of your day.
Right on, man.
And with that, all I have to say.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
All I have to say on that is.
Copy infringed.
Exactly. But that is a good point. If I think Nitro trying to wrap this up, so I just want to say to all of our listeners and everyone in the chat, everyone have a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a Merry whatever, and don't be offended. But I plan on celebrating Christmas.
Offended, eat a bowl of dicks.
But
yes.
I'm going to
say a Merry Christmas, even though it was 2 days ago or yesterday.
It was yesterday, apparently.
Yesterday.
Regardless, whether you're watching this now or in the future, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and
Happy Festivus.
No, fuck that. With that, we'll see you later, guys. Thank you
forgot.
Oh God, what was it?
You forgot something.
What?
Yes. You forgot to tell them to send donations for my Chris Victor to me.
That thing?
I did not forget that at all. So thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss.